You've probably heard it before. Vegetable oils are heart healthy. They're in almost everything you buy. Salad dressings, crackers, frozen meals, even foods labeled natural or organic. But what if the very ingredient you've been told is good for your heart is quietly contributing to something else? Something that doesn't happen overnight, something that doesn't feel dramatic, but something that affects how your body ages over time. Today we're looking at industrial seed oils, soybean, corn, canola, sunflower, and why the conversation about them isn't as simple as good or bad. Industrial seed oils are everywhere. They're cheap, which is why manufacturers love them and use them so widely, and they're shelf stable, and they're used in thousands of everyday products. You'll find them in salad dressings and mayonnaise, crackers and chips, frozen meals and pizza, protein bars and healthy snacks, even some plant-based milks. They're often called vegetable oils, but they're not made from vegetables. They're made from seeds, soybeans, corn, rapeseed, canola, sunflower seeds. And here's what most people don't realize. You're probably consuming them multiple times a day without even thinking about it. To understand the concern, you first need to understand something called the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Both are essential fatty acids. Your body needs them. But they need to be balanced. For most of human history, that balance was roughly 1-to-1. Today, in the average Western diet, that ratio has shifted dramatically to somewhere between 15-to-1 and 20-to-1. Why? Because industrial seed oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when omega-6s dominate, they can promote low-grade inflammation. A 2026 review published in the journal Molecular Nutrition and Food Research noted that the overconsumption of linoleic acid, the main omega-6 in seed oils, creates a pro-inflammatory, pro-allergic, and pro-thrombotic state. Not acute inflammation, not the kind you feel immediately, but chronic, low-grade inflammation that quietly influences how your body functions over years. Here's where the pattern becomes relevant. Not because of one meal, but because of repetition. A salad with dressing at lunch, a handful of crackers in the afternoon, a frozen pizza for dinner. Individually, each choice seems harmless, but over weeks, months, years, the omega-6 load adds up. And your body doesn't react to what you notice. It reacts to what you repeat. Pattern. Daily exposure leads to omega-6 accumulation, leads to low-grade inflammation, leads to increased risk of chronic conditions. A 2025 systematic review published in Nutrition Reviews examined the evidence on seed oils and cardiometabolic diseases. The conclusion? Replacing saturated fats with polyunsaturated fats, including seed oils, does lower LDL cholesterol. But that's not the full story. A randomized controlled trial conducted by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, in 2026 compared the effects of different oils on cholesterol and inflammation in adults aged 55 and older. The study found that while palm oil raised LDL cholesterol significantly, soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil also had measurable effects on inflammatory markers in some participants. Not extreme, not dramatic, but detectable. And that's the key insight. The concern isn't that seed oils are poison, it's that their daily repeated consumption, in the context of a diet already low in omega-3s, may contribute to the very low-grade inflammation that underlies many age-related conditions, cardiovascular disease, joint pain, cognitive decline, not caused by seed oils alone, but influenced by them over time. So, should you avoid seed oils completely? Not necessarily. A small amount consumed occasionally is unlikely to cause harm. The issue isn't the oil itself, it's the frequency and the accumulation. The real question isn't, are seed oils bad? It's, how often are you consuming them? And what are you not eating instead? You don't need to eliminate everything overnight. Start by noticing where they show up. Check ingredient lists for soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil. Reduce frequency, not eliminate, reduce. And when possible, choose alternatives that support a better omega-6 to omega-3 balance. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil in moderation, and whole food sources of healthy fats, nuts, seeds, fatty fish. Olive oil in particular has a history that stretches back over 4,000 years. In ancient Greece and Rome, it was known as liquid gold, used not just for cooking, but for medicine, lighting, and religious rituals. The poet Homer even described it as liquid gold, a testament to its lasting value. Today, it's produced in many Mediterranean countries: Spain, Tunisia, Italy, Greece, each with its own unique characteristics and flavor profiles. What matters most is choosing a high-quality extra virgin olive oil from a producer you trust. If you're curious, you'll find a few examples in the description below. The goal isn't perfection. It's reducing how often your body has to process an excess of omega-6s without the balancing effect of omega-3s. So what's the takeaway? Industrial seed oils aren't poison, but when they become part of your daily routine, in the absence of sufficient omega-3s, they can quietly contribute to the low-grade inflammation that accelerates aging. The illusion is that heart healthy means harmless. The reality is that frequency changes everything. Here on Well Lived, we take a closer look at what's really inside everyday choices, so you can make better decisions over time. If this changed the way you see the oils in your kitchen, subscribe, because once you see the pattern, you can't really unsee it. I'll see you in the next episode of Hidden Ingredients.